Good morning, everybody. So I apologize for this going up late, but I just got a brand new computer from work, and so I'm very excited. It actually works quickly. I've just had to download a bunch of things for this to happen. So we're going to be starting chapter 9, and that's not a typo. Chapter 8 isn't extremely important for calculus, so we're going to move on to chapter 9. And if memory serves, this will be our last trigonometry chapter. So today we're going to be talking about polar coordinates. We're going to do the first half of section 9-1, and it's going to be similar to the normal line, where the normal line dealt with a length of a normal and the phi value. That's how we're going to be plotting points. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So we've been dealing with rectangular coordinates, where we take x steps to the right and y steps up in order to get to a point. And if you notice, that makes a rectangle. So that's why we call that rectangular coordinates. And so today we're going to introduce polar coordinates. So if I have a point over here and I want to find it, this is our polar axis. And so we can figure out what is the length. So 1, 2, 3, 4 circles out. And then what is the angle measure? Something between 30 and 60 degrees. So it's going to be the length of that radius, imagining it was a circle, and that theta value that it makes with the polar axis. So the polar axis using the distance, polar coordinates, use the distance from what we call the pole or the origin, and the angle that the ray makes with the polar axis or the positive x-axis. So point P is labeled as r comma theta, where the distance from the pole is the absolute value of r, because r can be negative, but we want the distance to be positive, and the measure of the angle formed by the polar axis and ray OP. So that's going to be called theta, so this angle measure right here. So when we talk about positive and negative values, for r, if r is greater than 0, then we take our theta value here, and then from the origin, we move forward r units. If r is less than 0, then instead of moving forward r units, we're going to move backwards r units. So it's a 180-degree difference. And then if r is equal to 0, a radius of 0 just means that it's a point, and the point would be at the pole or the origin. If theta is greater than 0, then we're going to go counterclockwise, just like it's pictured on here. If it's less than 0, meaning that theta is negative, then we're going to go clockwise. And if theta is equal to 0, then that means that the point lies on the polar axis. So let's get a little bit of practice in. So if we take a look at the first question, just question A, we're going to figure out how to graph these points on the polar graph. So this A point is saying that my radius is 4 units long and that my theta value is 90 degrees. So we can go out 1, 2, 3, 4 units and around 90 degrees. And so point A is right here. Personally, I like to do the theta value first and then the counting, because then we go around 90 degrees and we go out 1, 2, 3, 4, just to let you know. So then for B, we would go around to 210 degrees and forward 2 steps because R is positive. So this is going to be point B. And then for point C, it says go around 150 degrees. But instead of going forward 3, this means we're going to go backwards 3 units. So around 150, but then back 1, 2, 3 units. So this is point C. For question D, we're going to go forward with the 1, but the negative 60 says that we're going to go clockwise instead of counterclockwise. So that means we're going to go clockwise 30, 60, and then we're going to count forward 1 unit. So this is point D. For question E, we're going to go clockwise 210. So here's 180, and that would make 210. And then we're going to go forward 1, 2, 3, 4 units. And that was E. And then for F, that says go around clockwise 270, which is the same as counterclockwise 90, and then go backwards 2 units. So this is going to be point F. So around 270 and backwards 2 units. All right, so take a moment to pause the video and see if you can answer B. So hopefully you took a minute to try this on your own. So this one is just doing radians instead of degrees, but it's the same idea. So this says go around to pi thirds and go forward 2 units. So this would be point A. This one says go around to 7 pi over 6, but instead of going forward 4 units, we're going to go backwards 1, 2, 3, 4 units, and that's going to be point B. And then for C, we're going to go backwards 5 pi units, and then forward 3 circles, and that is going to be point C. So hopefully you either got it right or I was able to answer your question on that. All right. So take a look at C. Again, pause the video and see if you can answer those questions. All right, so notice this says go around 240 degrees and forward 2 units, and that would be point A, correct? This one says go around 60, but go backwards 2 units, and do you see that we end up at the same point? C says go clockwise 120, so 30, 60, 90, 120, and then forward 2 units. So do you see that that's exactly the same point? This one says go around 600. So if I subtract 360, do you see that we end up going around 240? And then it ends up being the same as point A. So this is also point D. And then this one, if I add 360 to it, we would be going forward 60 degrees and then backwards 2 units. So that is exactly the same as E as well. So all 5 of those points represent exactly the same point on the graph. So this means that there's infinitely many ways to represent polar coordinates. So for example, r comma theta has the same coordinates as r and then theta plus 2 pi, meaning go around 1 more revolution, or theta plus 360, same thing in degrees. It could be 2 pi k. You could go around as many times and as many directions as you like. Same thing with 360k, where k is an integer. I can add pi, but go in the opposite direction, and that's going to give me the same point, just like when we did 60 degrees with r being -2. And then we could also do something times pi. So instead of doing an even number times pi, 2 times k is always even, so 2 times k plus 1 is always odd. So it's going to go an odd number of pi's, which is always going to get you to that -r value, and this is where k is an integer. All right, so what we want to do is take a look at example number 2, and we want to write 3 new polar coordinates to represent each angle. So one thing we could do is add 360 to this, and so that would give us 5 comma, and what would be that be? We're going to get 710. I'm sorry, that's crazy way off. We end with a 5, carry the 1, so that would be 5 comma 405, correct? Instead of adding 360, we could subtract 360, and so that gives us 5 comma 315. Sorry, negative 315. Okay, and then another thing we could do is we could take 45 and add 180, so that gives us 5, 12, carry the 1, so 225 degrees, and then go in the opposite r direction, so that would be -5 comma 225 degrees. Now if you want to pause this and try the next one, feel free, or you can just keep watching. So with this one, we could add 2 pi. So if I do pi over 3 plus 2 pi, if I multiply that by 3 over 3, that's doing pi over 3 plus 6 pi over 3, which gives us 7 pi over 3. So that means that it could be located at 4 comma 7 pi over 3. So that's the equivalent of adding 360 is adding 2 pi. I could also do pi over 3 and subtract 2 pi. So similarly, that would be pi over 3 minus 6 pi over 3. And so when I do that, I get -5 pi over 3. And so we could be located at 4 comma negative 5 pi over 3. And then another thing we could do is take pi over 3 and just add pi. So if I multiply that by 3 over 3, that's going to give me pi over 3 plus 4 pi over 3, which gives me 5 pi over 3. Okay, and then I would go in the reverse direction. So instead of forward, I would go backwards 4 and then around 5 pi over 3. Okay. So an equation in polar coordinates is called a polar equation. So a polar graph is the set of all points whose coordinates r comma theta satisfy that polar equation. So for example, if we have r equal to some sort of constant, that means that the radius is constant and therefore you get a circle. If we have theta equal to some sort of constant, then that means that the angle measure stays the same and you end up with a line. And so let's see what that looks like. So on paper, this is saying no matter what theta is, r is equal to 3. So if you wanted to, which you don't have to, we could do what's called an r theta chart instead of an xy chart. And so r is going to be 3 no matter what theta value I pick. Now notice on this graph, they did it in radians. So we could say things like pi over 6, we could say 2 pi over 3, we could say 3 pi over 2, and all of them are going to have a radius of 3. So at pi over 6, we're going to go forward 3. At 2 pi over 3, we're going to go forward 3. At 3 pi over 2, we're going to go forward 3. And do you see that it's the set of all points that lie exactly 3 units from the pole or the origin? And so that's going to be a circle with a radius of 3 centered at the origin. Now, if we take a look at the next one, this is saying that theta is a constant at 60 degrees. So that means no matter what r is, theta is going to be 60 degrees. So we can have an r value of 3, an r value of 0, an r value of negative 2, any r value we could think of. So if I go around 60 degrees and go forward 3, I would be here. Anytime r is 0, that's going to be your pole. And if I go around 60 but backwards 2, I'm going to get a point here. So we get everything that lies on the line where theta is equal to 60 degrees. So take a moment to pause the video and see if you can answer C. So hopefully you've had a moment to do that. So if r is equal to 4, that means no matter what angle I ask about, the r is going to be 4 all the way around. And so hopefully you recognize that that was going to be a circle, and I'm terrible at drawing circles. And so that'll be the circle where r is equal to 4. So take a look at your Google Classroom to see what problems we're going to do out of the book. And then tomorrow we're going to do day 2. And so I miss you and I love you. And I wish I could see you again. But hopefully we'll have graduation soon. Love you guys.